Hey SnapFlash fam, today we dive into a heated political showdown. Botswana's opposition leader, Dumelang Saleshando, has come out swinging, accusing President Duma Boko of what he calls unilateral governance on major national decisions. So what's really going on? Let's break it down. From the public health emergency to diamond deals and citizenship for cash, Saleshando says Botswana's democracy is being sidelined, one presidential decision at a time. Speaking in Gaborone earlier today, the Botswana Congress Party leader warned that the president's approach is eroding parliamentary oversight, noting that there seemed to be a trend of a president who acts alone on very important national issues. He pointed to three key flashpoints: the public health emergency, the Beers share acquisition plan, and the citizenship by investment program.
The first one is that the overarching theme here is that we seem to have a trend. We seem to have a trend of a president, national president, who acts alone on very important national issues. Who, remember, as Parliament, our duty is to provide oversight on the conduct of the executive. Now, if all key decisions by the executive are executed in a manner that does not make parliamentary oversight possible, I think we should be worried about that. We are a constitutional parliamentary democracy. The president assumes his office on the basis of the votes cast for members of parliament. So his first point of call is parliament. But what has happened is that we recently, in August 25, just after parliament had adjourned, the president declared a public health emergency. It meant that parliament would have no role to play. No one knows if the health emergency is still on as we speak or not. We started yesterday a special meeting of parliament, which is, because it's a special meeting, it can only address the purpose for which it is convened, and that is the National Development Plan. So there can be no questions around what, if assuming the state of the public health emergency is over, what transpired? Remember some of the powers that the president said he would invoke. He will tap into the pension funds. How much has been taken? What is the risk of those funds not being returned? If returned, will they be returned with, or if deposited back, will it be with a premium? Because pensioners are dependent on a return on these investments. They can't do anything, unlike you and me. They can't augment their income. They are only hoping that the pension funds are deployed in a manner that their future is secured by those decisions that are being made. The president essentially has said that we need a total collapse of medical supply chains. And the question today is, have those supply chains now been restored? Now I can tell you, from the part of the country where we come from, even as we speak today, there's a shortage of drugs. So what was this all about? What was the drama about? If it didn't fix what needed to be fixed. I was listening to the Minister of Health say, the ARV, they are short. We're a population of what? 2.5 million. And 2.5 million includes almost everyone. And there's a percentage of us need those drugs, not everyone, I get. And there are serious implications for missing out on treatment. Now, even with that state of emergency, even after assuming all those powers that the president wanted, he's unable to just deliver ARVs and condoms. He needs to account. He needs to account because it's not just trying to appear to be this Superman who arrives when there's a crisis and deploys BDF trucks across the country. It's about giving people drugs. And as we speak today, there aren't enough drugs in public facilities. So we will be following up on this matter, even though the space is limited. Like I say, it was clearly calculated to make sure that parliamentary oversight is limited over this issue. The second issue, again, that evades parliamentary oversight is the issue around DBS. I think you all know that the president announced that by end of this month, he wants the deal to be concluded, where we will have a controlling stake over DBS. And the reasons he advances are sentimental and not necessarily business. This is a business. You've got to make a business case. We've had a statement out by the publicity secretary. You've got to have a business case on why you want to acquire shares as a government. Because government, we all know, is not the best positioned entity to run businesses. As we speak, to get to a controlling stake of 51%, we possibly, given the latest figures, we are looking at more than 20 billion pool. That was our calculation, looking at the value of DBS. Do we have it? The truth is that we don't. We don't have that in the... Governments work just like families. I can't pitch up at home when we can't afford 3 meals a day and I tell them, I have made a decision as the head of the household that I am I'm importing a luxurious vehicle that will cost much more than what we earn on average for 5 years. It will be irresponsible. And government must also be able to explain the business case on why we want to acquire this company. But the president has not made that case. He has simply said, he calls it economic sovereignty. At the end of the day, will economic sovereignty result in jobs, drugs, and education? In economics, there's a very simple concept that we call opportunity cost. Because we take in the funds that we don't have to one sector, it means we must be able to accept or whatever the other sectors will operate without the funds. We are expecting a better return. What is she saying? How are we going to finance it? He mentioned the Omar, there's the name of it, some fund, called Omar, Oman Social Wealth Fund. What are the details? Is it a loan? If it's a loan, what are the conditions and how are we going to repay it? Is it equity? Are they becoming our partners? If they are becoming our partners, how better are they than the partners we currently have? Because I know the key partner at Saron, sovereign, economic sovereignty is out of the window. We've just moved from one foreign partner to another foreign partner. So there are many questions that need to be answered around some of these things. The president and they just throws around, if I may say, casually, very, very casually. For an economy that is in recession, if you're going to make commitments of billions, at a time you want to acquire a company whose product is also in trouble, natural diamonds are in trouble. You know, and I wish at this point I could also just point out for it. The president needs to deal with reality. I remember seeing one clip where he was saying, don't tell me that we've lost space to something that is artificial, that is fake. That is the reality. Natural diamonds have lost market share to artificial diamonds because to a naked eye, an artificial diamond is no different from a natural diamond. The world is going green. the younger consumers of diamonds are also concerned about the impact of mining on the environment. So for them, it's a very clear reason. For there is a president in Africa, your Manang, for this is fake, it's not going to change their taste. So the president needs to accept the realities of the world.
Then came perhaps the strongest words yet. Saleshando slammed the new Citizenship by Investment program, a partnership between government and art and capital, as a reckless gamble. He said it was introduced without public debate or parliamentary approval, raising fears about transparency and national security.
The third one is regard to citizen by investment. Again, a big decision. The president has gone out without consulting. The passports of Botswana. It's not a small decision. Botswana must be taken on board. If Botswana had reservations about people crossing into the country just using an ID, it means there's something they are taking seriously. They take seriously around issue of who is able to come in and go out. It's not only about coming in and going out. Okay, settling here and taking the full rights. So, go fantisa Botswana. Can I go fantisa Botswana? It's an issue we need to have a discussion around as a nation. After all, we're a small population. And a small population could easily be squeezed out. We are talking of an economy that is controlled mainly by experts or naturalized Botswana. Because there's a way in which you can become a Botswana. Anyway, you want to open up the gates for everyone with money to come in as you can. I mean, as we speak, the president has taken steps on this thing. There's a company called, I think it's called Atom Capital, possibly engaged through direct appointment. If the parliament was to assert itself, parliament will come in possibly when the horse has bolted. The current president wants to then use our parliament as a rubber stamp. Therefore, amend the laws around citizenship, amend the laws around immigration. We need to be alive to this, especially that none of the parties had it as a manifesto pledge. I could understand if they were saying, before it's an amupushon, but for me, the excuse would be that it was a pledge but it's not a pledge, it's just something that cropped up, not even in the State of Nation address. Why are we before it's the next State of the Nation address? There are serious risks that come with this. Issues around money laundering of the people that we'll be bringing in. Issues around financing of terrorism around the people we'll be bringing in. We don't even have the capacity as it is to have a full assessment, a rigorous due diligence on every individual that will pitch up and say, citizenship. Some will not even be bringing money. It just means that if someone buys shares on the stock exchange, who had it? The Monella citizenship. Come so they sell the shares they had invested. We can't say return like you so So this is something that has to be thoroughly thought through. And again, not in the casual manner that the president wants to do this. Related to this is the fourth point. There is already talk around allowing those within America that the government may want to export, not as good citizens, but because America feels they are so bad as people within their borders, to go and serve whatever terms they serve outside. We've seen this in countries like the Kingdom of Eswatini. In some interviews, again, the president casually makes an impression that it could be something that Botswana may look at. I don't think we should be entertaining going along that route as a country without engaging Botswana.
Saleshando also questioned alleged political appointments that, in his view, compromise public service neutrality. On internal matters, he confirmed that the BCP's constitutional review is complete, and the party is gearing up for an elective Congress next year. He ended his remarks confidently, declaring the BCP as the #1 option for change. So here's the question, SnapFlash fam. Do you think President Boko's approach is bold leadership, or a dangerous step toward executive overreach? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to SnapFlash for more in-depth coverage of Botswana's biggest stories. Keep questioning. Stay informed.
Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.